What's up, fellow CineNerds? Jesus. I'm Ryan.
I am JP.
And James is back again. We got him again.
Don't get used to it.
Fuck it, guy.
No, let me say this. In all sincerity, thank you for doing what you guys have been doing without me, because it's just, life is too damn busy, people. When you live between two states, touring a band and work and trying to do the family life, don't have much time right now. So the fact that they were able to do some things without me, I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's what it's all about. I told him too, and I said it on the episodes before, but family first, man. We get it.
Like, I go home Wednesday because my wife's birthday is Saturday, and I got to go to Disney twice next week.
That sounds awful.
It's a hard life.
In all reality, it's actually, I'm looking forward to it, because Lawson, even though he's going to be 10 in a few weeks, because he's tall, he now can ride big boy roller coasters. You know, like, he can go to Cedar Point and ride everything at 9 years old. So Disney is now already kid shit to him, you know. And then when we took him to Universal, that already triggered. Now he's got Cedar Point, and so we paid for a pass this year. He hasn't used it once, so we're getting rid of his pass next month when the renew comes up. And so we were like, hey bud, like, mom's gonna take off work before you go back to school. Let's go ride your favorite coaster. So we're gonna do Epcot for a little bit and do Guardians of the Galaxy and Remy, and then we're gonna go over to Animal Kingdom, because they're getting rid of the Dino Land. And so we want to, and I've never even been in there, even though I've been there twice, never been there. So we're going to just do that. And then when he goes to Dad's on Friday, that's the real birthday celebration.
Is that the same area that the Avatar exhibit's at?
No, not the same area.
That was a great
But
exhibit.
it is the same park.
I like the Avatar
Same
one.
park,
Yeah.
just, and that ride's amazing.
I didn't mean same exhibit, sorry. I mean same
park.
Park, yeah.
Yes, same park. I mean, that ride, you would love that. So it's not an actual ride. They actually get you on the, what are those things called? Wow.
Chair?
Huh?
A chair?
No, they get you on. Dumbass. The dragon thingies, whatever those things are called. I can't remember what they're called right now in Avatar. But they get you on, that they attach to, and you can feel it breathing between, like, the way they have a thing come on your back and lock you in, and you feel like you're flying. I mean, it's pretty damn cool, like, because you feel like you're actually on it as it's breathing. Like, you can feel it, like, on your legs. Like, it's, I don't know, the whole thing is really fucking cool. I've waited 2 hours to ride that one. So that's the only ride I've ever seen in any theme park that has a bathroom in the line. Then you get into the building, because there's still another, like, hour wait. There's a bathroom in the building. But anyway,
I think that's genius. And I appreciated that whole part.
I don't understand why, like, okay, like, you've been to the Galaxy's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
You rode the whatever the main ride is, the big ride.
Millennium Falcon?
Yes. No. The other one where they capture you and shit. Whatever that's called.
Oh, the transport thing?
Yeah. No. The one where they literally, like, come in and take you off the thing, and they, like, put you in a cell, and then they break
I didn't do
you
that.
up. You didn't ride that?
No.
That is one of the coolest things ever. I'm not even a Star Wars fan, and I've rode it 3 times.
When you get there finally, JP will have to go try that out.
No, like, dude, like,
one day.
I took a video of it. The first time I ever rode it, I have a video on Facebook of it, because I had to post it. Like, there's a spot where, like, Kylo Ren jumps, like, they have him showing, like, they mimic, like, him jumping on top of it, and he's trying to cut through the ceiling to get to you. They didn't miss anything on that. But my point is this. Long ass line. It's fucking Florida. How do you not at least have, like, a Coke machine in the middle of the line?
If they were smart, they'd have people sharking the lines and selling shit right out of your, like at a stadium when they come to you with the hot dogs, peanuts, beer. Yeah. You would think their business model would have something like that, because
you would think.
They're all about those dollars.
I took us off base there, but again, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
This episode, we're talking about JP's pick, and what was it, JP?
And I picked Evolution.
You know what year it's from?
2000. Yeah, I was say
2001.
I don't know why I started saying 1991.
It feels like
and
a 90s
I don't know
movie.
why,
Because it feels like a 90s movie, for being real.
It definitely felt like a 90s movie. I'm just gonna say this and get it out of the way now. When I saw who was in this, I was like, JP might have hit one.
And I picked this because I thought James.
I love Orlando Jones. Well, he cracks me up.
He did just that in this movie,
and he did. He did make me laugh. I had 3 parts in this movie that I laughed. And
it's always time for lubricant.
Yeah. Before you go any further, I'm going to say I legit picked this film because I thought you would actually enjoy this film, and because it's done by Ivan Reitman, who did Ghostbusters, and he did this as he was trying to do like a newer Ghostbusters type film with this.
Well,
just do Ghostbusters, bro.
But what I liked about this film is, Ivan Reitman aside, you have David Duchovny, who is just coming out of X-Files, who I was a huge X-Files fan. And the fact that he took it and flipped it into a comedy aspect, and everyone was probably expecting something more serious, it was gold for that reason alone. I will say the first time I watched this movie, I watched it a lot when it came out, actually. I'll take that back. I enjoyed the hell out of it back then. The rewatch, I still enjoyed it, but it did not hold up. It didn't hold up the way I thought it would.
I enjoy this movie as much now as I did in 2001 when it came out. However, I enjoy it as it's just a fun, silly, stupid movie to put on and watch. And that's how I felt about it back then. It's not a movie that's one of my favorite movies that I just enjoy to love to watch because I love it. I enjoy with this movie because it's so stupid. I think it's just fun to have in the background.
So like what Slammin' Salmon was to James?
Probably.
Gotcha. It's one of those movies that you for sure can put on and you can just watch it, not miss a beat, come back, feel okay about it, and you're okay. So I did like it for that. What are you looking up?
I was going down a rabbit hole there for a second, but here's the thing. When you see David Duchovny, Julianne Moore, I got to admit, Sean William Scott, he's never done a role that really did it for me. He's always a moron. He's always like, but it's so, but he doesn't even do it good in my opinion.
You didn't watch Old School.
I did. I don't remember it because it's been so long since I've seen Old School. I don't even remember it.
Will gets hit with a tree gun, and he's just like, yeah.
Like I just like even as Stifler, like dude, like that, I think that was a problem. Is everyone just his first big role was Stifler, and he just became Stifler, and it annoys me.
He got typecast.
Yeah,
but stop. Say no. I know you want to work.
He's tried. He has tried.
But that's like once you find your niche, then.
It wasn't even a niche, though. He's not that good at it, in my opinion. He's annoying.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, if people enjoyed that out of him and he's got a moment, run with it because you might not have another moment.
Orlando Jones always liked him. His facial expressions always get me.
Make 7 up yours.
Ethan Suplee. Always loved this guy. And the fact that he is who he is now shows that anyone can make a change if you really mentally can do it. Because that dude is jacked right now as far as...
he was so big.
I mean, you look at him now. Have you seen him now? Yeah. Compared to... you look at that movie, you don't even... It's not even the same person. Sarah Silverman. I don't find her super funny.
I was never a big fan.
The only thing she's ever done that I really actually thought was funny was on The League.
This was the era because that I appreciated Sarah Silverman. When she... Like, not that I don't... I'm one of the people who I rather, if I'm enjoying entertainment, I don't want politics, and she's become political, unfortunately, and so I don't like crossing those lines. I'm happy that those people are trying to use their voice for positives, but I just want to be entertained. I don't want to fucking think about those things that I have to face every day already.
But then you got Ty Burrell. Was it Modern Family?
I think so.
That show's funny. That show very funny.
I just started watching that. So
it's funny.
6 episodes in, and it's great.
Yeah, the show is hilarious.
And you have Dan Aykroyd.
And you got Dan Aykroyd. And then you got John Cho, which is, I mean, he has a very small role in this, but he was there. So when I'm looking at this, I saw Kyle Gass and I actually laughed.
Yeah, Kyle Gass is one of the cops.
Yeah, I found that really funny, actually. But, and Chris Wilde, who do I know him? Where do I know this guy from?
Let's see the picture of him.
What do I know? What else do I know him from?
Oh, he's in, God. I can't think of anything
I'm just
he's in right now.
Through his shit real quick right now. Just see if I can find it.
Yeah, he's
Where are you looking? Because I don't even see him. Oh, now I do. He's a student in it.
Yeah, I mean, this was
Yeah.
his younger. This was definitely his younger shit.
He was in Coyote Ugly, Joe Dirt.
Never saw that either.
You never saw Joe Dirt?
No, I refuse.
Joe Dirt is amazing.
It's worth a watch, bro.
He's also never seen Talladega Nights.
That's okay.
But
I don't
with
blame
that-
him for that.
With that being said, with this being said, there were names in this that got me go, all right. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I paused this movie so many times and just walked away from it. And I actually went and sat and watched the goddamn Olympics. And you know what was on for the Olympics? Gymnasts. And I was actually into that. Wanting certain people to get golds than watching this goddamn movie. And I don't hate this movie. I don't hate it.
I can't even use what I used for IR Huckabees and say that's because you're not an intellectual here, because the science in this movie is garbage, and the military
What science was it? There was science in I Heart Huckabees?
Intellectual. That was the.
There was
the
no
science in this
intellectual.
one.
You
Yes,
had to
there
be on
was.
drugs
No.
to understand that movie.
He thinks you had to be smart to like that movie, but it's not that you had to be
You had to be
smart.
smart.
You had to be high. You had to be fucking high.
You had to be smart
Drunk,
and high.
high, something. Because you know what? For you. Do you have that movie on DVD?
Yeah.
We want to borrow it. We are going to watch it in the van one night with everybody. And I'm going to video the whole thing.
They're not going to watch it.
No. We're going to watch it. Because Waylon, when he's driving, wants to put on movies. And me and him will sit and we will watch it together.
You know what? I feel like Waylon would like that movie.
The
Though.
only way, if you're doing an actual experiment here, an actual test, the only way that'll work is if you two morons shut up and let people actually digest the material.
We're going to turn it on and we're going to let it go.
Listen, they already
I will
are
wait
aware.
until they bitch.
It's already been.
I will wait
You
until
guys
they
have already killed it. It's not going to get the same result.
Waylon and Julie have no idea we even watched
You
that.
need a.
They don't watch us on here.
You need an actual test pilot, somebody to watch it on their own.
I
get
watched
a
it with my
response.
parents, and my parents had no clue what the fuck was going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, but Dustin Hoffman isn't that? So they should have been like, "Cool, we're good."
Well, why? Because Dustin Hoffman was there. They'd be like, cool.
Going off of what he just said, then everyone should love Slam and Salmon because, well, it's Broken Lizard.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
No, that's not a good cast.
Isn't
That's
it?
the Broken Lizard cast. It's different. The actors were actually decent actors in I Heart Huckabees.
I don't think they even knew what they were saying. I think they memorized words.
So evolution. The reason I was complaining about the science though, when they're looking at the periodic table and they go, okay, oxygen. Let's go down to L to arsenic. That's what kills humans. So we're going to do the same. They're they're carbon based. So we're going to go down and they're come up with the sodium sulfide or whatever,
Yeah.
which
I
happens.
thought it was solid.
Huh?
I thought it was solid thinking.
I mean, it's logical.
It's horrible.
There's it is logical.
There is some simplistic logic in that.
There's no logic to that. That just happened to be
Since when
an
did you become a
L-shaped-
chemistry major?
It's an L-shaped. I was in honors in high school. Thank you. In
I
biology.
took honors physics.
So-
and I get it.
So it's not physics. This is chemistry. It's different.
I took honors chemistry too,
But-
and I
so
took
if
honors
you go,
calculus.
If you go, well, then that's I won't fuck with calculus. I hate math.
I win.
Go ahead, win. But if you do an
I dropped
L
out of all of them
shape,
because I knew I
if
wasn't
you
going
do
to
an L
college.
shape and just say, "Oh wait, that's the correlation," and then you choose an L shape for the next correlation, that was a little bit of fuckery for me. So that stuff. Meh. Also, the
You want to get that technical, but yet you guys love all these other movies that make no fucking sense.
Well, that's what
rewind.
That's
I'm
where
not
I'm
done.
getting at this is because I'm like, I don't care how silly and stupid it is because this movie's meant to be stupid and silly, and I accept
you
that.
you still have a fan out of me. I loved evolution. I've got my complaints.
I just loved when Dan Aykroyd goes, "They're giving it an enema." That cracked me up. But I don't even remember the parts.
I'm about to go over one of the best parts possible.
The best,
when the
Orlando
when went
in the
into
bug.
Orlando in the butt. That
He goes.
that was I did.
He goes,
bust
we're not
out
taking the
laughing.
leg. We're not taking the leg. It's going towards the genitals. Take the leg. Take the leg.
Yeah,
I don't know. Sean William Scott. The whole caw.
You're missing it. Like he's got this little throaty thing when he's doing it, and it's fucking gold.
Then he starts singing,
In the
"You are so beautiful."
To me,
I'm gonna take him out. I'm gonna take the shot. I mean, there was some funny. I did bust out laughing 3 times. I don't remember all 3 parts. I just know the one was that one with him and the.
Well, that follow-up sequence, she's like, "We got to go on rectally. We don't have time for lubricant. There's always time for lubricant." Like that, I was dying. Those are so good.
But as a whole,
now
I just hate sci-fi.
That's fair.
That's fair.
So, but I did like the premise of, even though I bitched about the science not adding up in a certain part, I did like the premise of alien life crashing here in a meteorite, and it has an advanced evolutionary process where it's mitosis, the whole bit, it starts building up and becoming full-out life forms. They adapt to the point where they're no longer carbon-based. They adapt to the oxygen. Now they can breathe oxygen, and it starts going from there. So I did appreciate a lot of that aspect.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And the cool thing was when these creatures, it started out with insects and went up towards amphibians, and then it went into reptiles, and then primordials. So those apes that came out of that, they looked like a cross between
they were Yetis.
They look like they look like the what's the race from the Time Machine? Oh
my God, what are they called? I keep wanting to call them orcs.
I'm having a brain fart here, but they look like the apes essentially from the Time Machine when he goes into the future, mixed with like the gray aliens, if you will. And so they're kind of cool in that regard. But yeah, it was there was a whole bunch of fun stuff happening as this.
I have to Google that now. That's going to really bother me because Morlocks.
I just loved how Duchovny was like, everybody got an A.
Yeah.
Except for this one. These two. Like that was actually like. I didn't laugh at it
in the class. He said
but when
that.
you really think about it, like,
he's
just like, I hate this so much. You all get A's, but this one, well, why do we get C's?
2 of you.
Let's talk about that.
He goes. Let me read their.
memorized
their paper. I've unfortunately memorized it.
Yeah.
It was like 3
I don't like cells. My uncle lives in a cell.
It was definitely quality, and the funny part is that, despite the amazing cast in the entire movie, those 2 knuckleheads are the real heroes. They're the ones. Look at this. Look at our shiny, beautiful scalps. That's because we use Head and Shoulders, and we know the active ingredient is sulfide, whatever. I don't know.
How did you ever know that?
Yeah. And then at the end, when they're doing
dumping thousands of bottles into a fucking vat,
right up the asshole, if you will. Ackroyd's moment. They're giving you an enema. But the commercial at the end, those 2 didn't even get to go into the commercial. It was the other 3. Like, they were the main heroes.
Did you notice how Jones, his character, when they did the commercial, his was backwards?
I didn't notice that.
I didn't either.
The other 2 hold the bottle out, and it's the front of the bottle. His is backwards.
They could have done the whole movie with Julianne Moore backwards, and I would have been happy.
So quick synopsis of this movie. We've already talked a lot about some of the parts. Basically, a meteor hits the ground and
covered.
Yeah. The aliens start to grow and evolve.
Hence the name evolution.
Military gets involved. They shut it down. And
how do they get involved, though?
Because they're
hacking his computer.
David Duchovny's computer. I'm skipping this. I'm just giving this a quick runaround. They steal all of their David Duchovny and Orlando Jones's computer files and all their data. So they end up taking them to court, doing blah 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 blah. They get kicked off of it. So they're doing their thing. They're chasing aliens that are getting out loose. The governor gets involved. They decide they're going to napalm these aliens to get rid of them. It turns out fire makes them grow faster, and so then you end up with a ginormous kaiju alien at the end.
It's kind of cool how they come across the basically. By the way, David Duchovny, Orlando Jones, joined by Julianne Moore's character, and the two idiots that saved the day. They kind of form the Rebel Alliance, if you will. Star Wars reference, had to.
I'm ignoring you at
against
this point.
the military aspect of coming into this, and the military keeps trying to say everything's going wrong is basically because of the things they had done. Well, David Duchovny had scraped samples on the original part of the meteorite, which is like a blue primordial ooze, if you will. And they still have this in their lab. It's one of the few items that... Or no, Julianne Moore's character brings it back to them. Yeah. And so it's open, and he can't get any kind of reactiveness out of it. And he's like, I don't understand why this ooze isn't doing anything, but everything else has evolved.
But what? Here's the thing. When it happens... That particular throw of the match was so random.
I mean, it made the story.
Oh, you're going to back this up, but yet when something else doesn't make sense, you're going to rip it apart, huh? Huh?
Depends what it is. If it's got structure, and
I mean, the match
makes sense.
There's no structure there. You don't throw fire.
I think
just random all willy nilly.
Flick the match. I always flick matches. Dude, I flick them at people.
Yeah.
I just take them right along the strip and see if they catch on fire. Fire.
You're both massive douche nuggets. Massive douche
You never
nuggets.
play with matches?
Don't ever have frayed jeans around me.
I did finally go buy one of those torches, though, that Kegan had.
The crack light torch?
I got the 3 one. He had the 4 one. I got the 3 one.
So he won.
It's what they had. It's great for a cigar, because it unlike Kegan... I can light it, and it's good. Unlike every 5 seconds, the kid relights and the wind blows it out.
I'm going to interrupt our review process here for a minute because it's very important to me. What is the allure for you? I have to ask this because I smoke cigars in special situations.
And I'm a non-smoker of anything?
Well, that's fair, but and I'm totally cool with cigars. There's no, like, if I smoke it, if I smoke something, I've never smoked a cigarette for the record.
I've never smoked a cigarette in my life.
The other thing I've
never done a
smoked,
drug in my life.
If I were to
have you ever
inhale
smoked weed?
that smoke, if I were to inhale that smoke, I would feel something. There'd be a purpose. You don't inhale with a cigar. So, and I'm not knocking cigars because, again, I've smoked them in special situations. What's the allure to you?
I'm going to tell you what it is, and this is what I told everybody when I managed the vape shop. What are you doing when you smoke something? I mean, like, go down bare bones basic.
Inhaling.
You're
Are you going for
right?
relaxation?
You're breathing.
Okay.
That's why everyone smokes. Then you get addicted. You're calming yourself down. What do they tell you to do when you're having an anxiety attack? Deep breaths. It'll calm you down. It's the same thing. But then what happens when you're smoking cigarettes and everything else is because there's nicotine. Now you're addicted to it because that one chemical fucked you up. For me, I didn't start smoking. I've never done a drug in my life. I've never smoked a cigarette in my life. I do not consider myself a drinker, but I do not consider myself a non-drinker. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I will have one here and there. I don't drink to get drunk. I don't like feeling like shit. But with that being said, when I went to move to Florida, a good friend of mine, hey, what are you doing? Sitting at my parents', blah, blah, blah. I'm coming over. And he brought over 2 cigars. And I've always been curious about cigars. My grandfather smoked them. I didn't want to smoke a ton of them, and he's like, will you have a cigar with me before you move? And I go, yeah, I will. If I want to have one, now's the time. I have maybe 2 or 3 a year.
It's just genuine curiosity. It's not a knock on anyone.
It is nothing other than just taking an hour to an hour and a half to just, this is what I'm doing. Leave me alone.
See, at least
because I don't even want to do them on a golf course because there's nowhere to put them, and I want to focus on my shot, not a cigar in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like I won't even do it there. I want to just sit down.
The only issue I take with cigars, period, is just if I'm on a patio and I'm eating. It's a restaurant that serves food, and then people have cigars.
No.
Other than that, I
would never do that.
I like that everyone has hobbies, and that is a very, very specific hobby to a lot of people.
I had a really, really stressful week this week, and there's a shop 5 minutes around the corner from my parents' house when I'm up here. And I found out a guy from high school was actually running it. And so I went up there. He was not there that night. And I sent him a message, and he was nice enough to actually tell the guy, hey, I got someone there. Give him a discount, which was nice. I didn't expect that. I just wanted to say, hey, I'm here. You know, when are you here? I bought a couple that night and I bought a couple the next time when I saw him. He actually gave me a box that was empty in the cigar room so I can take some on tour and keep them safe. For me, it's just bad days. I don't have any vices. I don't even consider a cigar a vice because I don't need it.
I don't think they're a negative.
But I was just like, you know what? This week sucked. And it's been raining. You would have thought we live in Florida the way it's been raining here this week. And so in between rains, I'd go sit on the front porch and I'd make some phone calls. I talked to Eric from Red Star. I talked to Lieutenant Dan from the old
Too easy. Sorry.
Well, Dan was one of our favorite people on the tour with. Was the bass player for Flaw, and then he filled in. He was on the tour with us. I think he's coming to the CD release show. But he, I made some phone calls and I just relaxed because I had really bad days. That's all it is. I like the acids. I like the fruitier flavor. I realized because I bought one that was not an acid. It was more of a little bit over the middle of a full flavor. I'm not going to lie.
I don't understand what you're saying right now, but...
Well, I'm not going to lie. That particular one, I was good. And then I went in the house, and within 10 minutes, I thought I was going to throw up for about 10 minutes, and then I was good after that. Like, I realized, don't know my limits.
Last time I smoked a cigar was 2 years ago. My 18-year-old son, or at the time, 20 now, he goes, Dad, I graduated high school. We're not going to have a cigar? And I went and I found,
You're like, hell yeah, we are.
It was a crappy cigar, but since he asked me, I went and got him where I could at the time, and we smoked a cigar and sat in the front porch together. So, like, if there's a circumstance, I'll do it, But
I see, in living in Jacksonville, we have what's called Island Girl down there. They're cigar bars, but they're all owned by different ones, so each of them have different drinks. I'm not a big drinker, but the one at the beach, they have ciders. So getting a cigar and a cider, like a blackberry cider. Me and my buddy DJ, does the Hookah and Horror podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's in the middle of shooting a movie called Hellgate. He's like editing it right now, but me and him will meet up every couple months and just catch up. How's the band? How's your shooting? And I haven't seen it. It's been about a year actually since I've seen him now because we've both been so busy.
He hasn't even been doing his podcast. Has
He's
he?
been working on the movie, man.
On the movie.
That movie, yeah. I mean, like he wrote that movie. I give him a lot of credit, man. He went hard looking for funding. He knew what he was doing.
Hellgate?
Yeah. I don't know if he got him to do it or not, but at one point, Corpse Grinder was going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually came to fruition or not, but it was. He did talk to him about doing it.
Dude, I want to literally just spend like a week with lead singer of them and go to all the claw machines because that's all. I love claw machines. I'm obsessed with them. I have to try and win. I can tell. I do one test grab, and if I can tell the claw's broken or shitty, I'm like, fuck that. But if I can tell the claw is reasonable and respectful, we go at it, and I will walk away with a whole mountain of toys.
At Cedar Point, they actually have the human one.
I saw that.
They put the zip line in Fremont Street where you lay down and they put you in something like that and you're a human claw game.
Really?
Yeah. It's like $20 to do it, but I mean it's one of those things like you just do it once.
I'm gonna bring us back to Evolution now.
Damn it.
Yeah, because I was lost on the cigar stuff.
Yeah, that's why it was a genuine piqued curiosity because I wanted to know. But my transition back to this is I just was reading and I didn't realize David Duchovny turned down a role in Star Wars Attack of the Clones to be in this movie.
I was actually going to talk about that.
Even I say that's pretty stupid.
That he turned down a role in Star Wars.
I appreciate Evolution, but David Duchovny, I would have loved to have you in Star Wars far better. But choices were made. I understand.
Did you ever watch Californication?
Yes. Good movie.
That was good.
Yeah. I was a huge X-Files fan, so.
I never watched
anything Duchovny. You know what I haven't watched?
Duchovny, in Californication was really good.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you correctly. I did not. I know the premise of Californication. I did not watch that. I watched California with a K. I thought
no.
different movies.
No, it's a TV show.
Yeah,
it's an
he's
hour
a sex
long.
addict. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Duchovny at his best.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. It's no X-Files though. And one thing I loved about Evolution was, and I think this is why I enjoy this film so much, is because it feels like a 1950s throwback almost, like a more modern 1950s.
You know what? It has elements of Mars Attacks, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And I think that's one of the reasons I dig it.
I will say this, just because I don't want you to feel like it was discredited, because I don't disagree with you 100%, but it has similar vibes from Starship Troopers even at moments.
No, it does.
Especially the close-up effects, like when they were doing the enema scene, like that reminded me of the enema for the bug in Starship Troopers. So I agree there are moments. But
I mean, if you just want to break it down, aliens come to Earth, and they're trying to take over.
But in Starship Troopers, the aliens didn't come to Earth.
No, but here's the thing.
We went to their planet.
But what did they?
Planet.
But what did the aliens and Starship Troopers send to Brazil or Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah,
specifically.
But asteroids.
They sent a meteor.
Yeah, but asteroids.
But still, it was their
That's
intent to. So to me, like, it's possible because who knows? Maybe they're in the same universe. Who knows?
Maybe this is one of the butt meteors the bugs sent.
Yes, very true. Very possible.
There's always time for lube.
It's always time for lubricant. I'll never forget that. That's. So yeah, no. With this, the aliens, it's a unique story in the sense of how quickly they evolve.
Yeah.
I think that would be really concerning. My only concern, going back to the science of this, is that it was so limited to a small area. If this were really happening, I feel like it would have been 1,000-fold worse in the spread of it, and it wouldn't have been contained to one small area. I did like to get back on track with the fire element too. When that match got thrown, when it hits the blue primordial ooze, if you will, it was an instantaneous reaction where these blood vines, these like animal vines almost, they just spiral all over the wall instantaneously. And so you see the evolution from the reaction of the fire. Now at this time in the movie, that's when the military is like, we're going to napalm it.
Yeah.
So that's where things start to escalate. So
And then that's where they look at the periodic table, do their little L,
yeah,
and say, hey, we need head and shoulders.
in a long round or a short roundabout
Yeah.
way, yes, that's exactly what happens. They're like, where can we get so many, 500 gallons of this? And that's when Fat Boy comes out of nowhere and is like,
I can get it.
yep,
We can get it.
we can come up with that. How?
I did really find it funny. Like they're all of a sudden they're like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they were just like, we got this. Their confidence was like
They became relevant in that moment.
like, duh.
And when they show
like the way they spun that, they went from morons to like.
I like when they show up at the college, how everyone's just in full party mode, but everything's going to shit, and those two dudes are there throwing beer up in the air and shit and going nuts, and then they we thought you guys needed to chill and relax, and that's the reason they come to the office for the beer. I thought that was funny, too.
All right.
So do you guys know how much this movie cost to make?
I do.
I
What
don't.
do you think it cost to make?
Jesus. 2001, actually used special effects, decent cast, Ivan Reitman directing. I'm gonna say, I'm just guessing, 25 to 35 mil.
80.
Yeah.
Wow.
80.
Okay.
What do you think it made?
Probably evened out.
A little more.
Yeah.
98.4.
Okay.
Yeah. It didn't lose money, even though it was considered a flop. If you remember, this movie was not really loved.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, it was not loved.
But this is a point. This was a
I
period.
did see it at the theater.
That
I did
was a
too.
period in my life where like I didn't go see movies at all. I'll admit it. Like I wasn't
Yeah,
watching
no,
anything.
this movie was not loved when it was in the theaters, and it was had poor reviews. People really downed this movie, but this is one of those movies that has kind of come back as more of a cult classic at this point.
Because people like you won't let it die.
Why should we?
It's not that bad of a movie, so it should stay relevant. I agree. So this was out in 2001, and 2 years later, because it was kind of the same time frame.
Daddy Daycare came out.
Well, in
I don't
2003,
know.
I mean,
I don't even
maybe
know.
that movie's not a bad movie either. But
That movie's actually-
but 2003, the first movie that I almost walked out of because it was so bad came out. House of the Dead.
Oh yeah, that movie's
That was
garbage.
the worst movie I had ever seen. The only reason I was happy I stayed was there's a slow motion running scene with the hot chick that was the lead in the end, and her boobs are going. Woof, woof.
You know,
great.
I have
Can you
never,
mark today that was the worst movie he's ever seen?
Wait till you see it. I'm going to make you watch it now.
You know, there has been. I had never.
I'd put no one through that.
I have never wanted to walk out of a movie theater watching a film until recent years. And probably in the past 8 years, there has been two films that I have came damn close. And one of them I would have walked out had my wife told me to get up and leave because I didn't know that she was ready to walk out too, which was Lego Batman.
I liked Lego Batman.
I was so...
Will Arnett is...
He even got the high-pitched voice.
Will Arnett is a great Batman.
He likes it. He really likes it.
That movie was hilarious.
I was so mad in the theater going, I want to leave.
Dude, you guys pick weird shit to get angry at.
First of all...
The second one was pretty recent. It was like this past year, last year.
Mad at Lego?
Exorcist Believer.
We disagreed on that one.
I wanted to walk out of the theater so bad. That movie was fucking garbage. I was angry. I walked out of the theater fucking mad.
So 28 Days Later, I love the movie. I love the franchise. It's amazing. And you definitely have to have that mindset going into the theater, right? There's people who had come to the theater when 28 Days Later came out, and they walked out, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. It fucking felt like it was 28 years later because it was so long in certain moments, and now we're getting it 28 years later. But it was.
I actually think I saw that.
28 Days Later is one of my all-time favorite movies. Period.
When the cinematography in the moment where the drop of blood falls into the guy's eye, I was like, "That's fucking awesome!" That.
And we've talked about this in the past, but I'm just a huge Danny Boyle film.
Yeah.
And like most of his films, I think they're just the best films.
The song, and yes, we're changing subject on a different movie, sorry, but the song from that movie is called In the House in a Minute. It's the soundtrack movie score, if you will. But there's no lyrics at all to it. It just has this like eerie din 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 din, and the way it builds, it's so good that it stayed with me. So I hear so many different scores and soundtracks copy off that little nod, if you will.
What I love about 28 Days Later, though, is it's more about how
a virus.
It's more about versus the virus or the zombies themselves. Is more to me. It's more about the people and how they're handling
human condition.
Yeah. How fucked up are people?
I'm here for you.
So, go ahead. What's your rating, James?
0.7.
What?
No, that show wasn't that bad. I just want to see what you say.
Lubricant alone suggests otherwise.
I just don't. I'll be honest. I don't know why I had such a hard time watching it because this should have been a movie for me. I'd be like, this is stupid, but I'm going to get through it. I was just having. I think it's just the week I had this week was just like, I don't have fucking time for this right now. I'll come back to it, and I just kept going back to it. I went golfing yesterday, and I even skipped 2 holes because people were like. It was such a backup that me and Adam were like, next. And we just drove right past them and just went to the next hole. And then we did it again. Like, that's the kind of week I had. Paid $50-something to go golf and skip 2 holes. I don't remember what I gave Starship Troopers. I know it wasn't good. This was definitely better than Starship Troopers. Like, I could watch. If someone had this on, I'd sit and finish it. I'll give it a 2.5.
Oh no, he's looking at me very seriously. So
is that a disappointment?
I thought
I gave it pretty good for my.
I won't go as low as you did. I definitely rated it a lot higher than you, but it did not age well for me. I really was hoping it would have still kept that same vibe I felt when I was watching in the early 2000s, and I hadn't seen it since then. But when it came out, I watched it over and over. I enjoy it. And I'll probably go one full nerd higher than you, and I'll go to a 3.5. You said 2.5, yeah?
JP is like 4.739.
No, I said at the beginning of this episode that this is not one of my favorite films. This is not.
He picked it more so thinking you would like it.
Stop worrying about me.
No, I legit. Well,
failure.
I knew that you had not seen it.
No.
And the director is who did Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd, the cast, just the style of comedy. Even though
I wish Aykroyd was in it more.
Even though
I wish he was a part from the beginning.
Even though that it's more, I know you don't like sci-fi. Even though it has more of a sci-fi feel, just the type of movie it was. I honestly picked it because I thought maybe it might turn into a gateway movie that you might like.
There's no gateway going in
because it's your kind of movie.
We've already won you over a little bit. Since we
Radioactive
started
Dreams.
No,
you said you would like to see.
No,
a better...
I would like to see it to see if I actually still feel the same.
No. Hold on.
He's just stuck on that one loophole. He's trying to create a loophole.
All I'm saying is that since we've started this whole journey together, guys, you have definitely opened your mind a lot better than you started out with this, and watching some of our things. I can give you exact references.
I would not rewatch almost any of them.
Yeah, you've complimented some. You're like, I actually like this one. You've said it numerous times.
I don't remember.
And you even brought, what was the one you brought to us that we were like, what? Like you brought one to us that we were shocked about. I can't remember which one it was now.
Because it didn't happen.
It did.
Lies.
It did. It has. Anyway, my rating. So, I do enjoy this film. I think this is a fun film. Like I said, this is a movie that I enjoy. I put in the background because the type of film it is. And it gives me the same feel as Mars Attacks, that whole more modern 1950s science fiction, but with a comedy, Ghostbuster-style comedy feel. For me, I'm actually rating it lower than you.
Wow. Okay.
I am going to a 3.2.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Was not expecting that, honestly. Again, I enjoyed it because of the sci-fi aspect, so it's definitely up my alley. I'm a fan. So,
and the thing is, a lot of my ratings, I even rated The Party Animal when we did it low. I think I gave it like a 1.8 or something.
Because he tricked us by saying it's worse than Porky's.
However, a lot of times,
even
when I rate something low, doesn't mean that it's not something that I will not go back and watch and really enjoy.
I agree.
I can accept that this movie is a 3 or The Party Animal is a 1.1.5 nerd. However, I can go back and watch these films and fucking love them, but I can accept that they're shit movies.
All I just heard you say was, I know how to waste my time.
And do it well.
Something that JP and I did recently when James wasn't here was
it lube?
No, it wasn't lubricant. It was kind of throwing some oddballs out there that we've been watching for this week, just to give you a couple of things you should check out. Since we've wrapped up our scores, I'm going with. I started watching Your Honor with Bryan Cranston in it.
That's great. I watched that with Heather when I went home.
I'm only through episode 6.
Did we? I missed the first 6 episodes, and then I caught up with her. I started watching with her. Holy hell, that was so good.
Well, I'm enjoying it heavily, so that's worth a watch. That's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, free to watch, and then also. On it's on Netflix and it's on Disney Plus. But I started rewatching The Punisher, getting ready for the new Punisher material that's going to be in the near future, and I'm pretty excited and forgot how fucking amazing that was.
I have literally rewatched the Punisher TV series probably 10 times since it aired. I fucking love that series.
Dude, John Bernthal is just he is the Punisher.
It is, yeah, no shit.
When we were on tour, I started over Trailer Park Boys from the beginning, and I'm already back on season 10.
So is that what you're recommending? Trailer Park Boys.
I will always.
I've never watched Trailer Park Boys.
What? No. Okay, first,
dude, my band wanted me to watch it all the time, and I kept saying no.
The guy Jonathan Torrens, who plays J-Rock, is maybe one of the most underrated actors you'll ever see because he plays the white kid who wants to be a rapper, kind of like ghetto kid in the park. But then later they'll make him be normal because he got called out, and he's back to being just like a suburban kid. And then he's back to being J-Rock. And then on you watched Letterkenny?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Anita Dick in my little
Oh yeah.
That's him. He plays that part. Like
the Dicks. Yes, the Dicks are great.
This dude is just so good.
I don't think you should touch my dick.
My recommendation this week. I'm going to go with another one that I think I may do this kind of this way every time we do this. I shop $5 sales for movies all the time with Vudu or Apple TV, and I pick up movies all the time for cheap that way. And this week, and I just bought it this weekend because it was on sale for $5. John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
Okay, that's a good classic.
And yeah, so it's just a classic, end of the world type movie, and if you've never seen it, check it out. It's John Carpenter. So
Did Carpenter do People Under the Stairs?
no, that was Wes Craven.
Yep, I knew it was one of those two. For some reason, some of their earlier stuff I mix up. But the reason I was going down that road is because fucking Jordan Peele's remaking it. I don't know how I feel about that.
I didn't like the original. I didn't like Wes Craven's People Under the Stairs. So
I have a story with it. It's not that I didn't dislike it. It's that my younger brother was babysitting my oldest. She's 26 now, but he was babysitting her when she was like 4 or 5 and put that on. And I was like, "You put what on for my kid?" I lost my shit.
Well, we found out Lawson's dad took him and his brothers to see Deadpool, and I was like,
Deadpool Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And I was like, I don't know if I would have did that. But then again, when he was like 6 or 7, he thought it was a good idea to take all the kids to go see Mortal Kombat. And I was like, I don't think that was a good one either for him. But
well, Mortal Kombat.
It doesn't seem to faze
more
him,
doable. So I just started. Noah, I let him get to Deadpool and Wolverine. He's 11, but we started watching Deadpool, the first one. And I had already rewatched it, and so I knew when to tell him not to listen, not to look, and like the pegging scene, like that's the shit I can't have my kids seeing. So I get it.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
The thing is, I
don't think I would have took.
Lawson's at an age where he doesn't know what he's saying.
Yeah, but Deadpool Wolverine is really blunt, so he knew what he was seeing. Trust me.
No, you're wrong. Hold on. What do I talk about all the time, guys? My first 2 movies I saw when I was 6. Porky's Night of the Living Dead fucked me up to this day. It's the reason I'm so disturbed. So he's 10, man. He's knowing what he's seeing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go see Deadpool next Friday.
It's good.
He
It's
goes
not
to
bad.
his dad's, and we're gonna go see it, and then
it's not bad.
we'll see. But yeah, I know.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You spoke about it earlier. It's just one of those amazingly fun movies. If you don't dissect it and get into it and you just enjoy it, it'll be good.
That's what bothers me with everybody. Everybody's just look. We are becoming an insufferable race. I mean, we really are. Like, and we can have this conversation not on camera, so we're not wasting people's time. But like, I am getting to a point where like Facebook and Instagram is annoying me. Like, okay, like I'm going to give this example and then I'm done. Sorry, but like, if you go on my Instagram, you would see a video of Heather eating crawfish for the first time. Waylon and Julie were getting her to eat it. We were at a campground with some friends, and Heather, she has that face of like, you know, and then you see her face go, like, fuck, I like this, and he's like. And I get Waylon, you got Waylon in the background, dip in some butter, baby. You know, and like, you want me to get you a plate, honey? You know, like in the background. And this, my Instagram, I don't push. So I have like 500 or 600 followers. This reel is at like 400 and something thousand views. And I can't tell you how many people are still a month later commenting, crawfish aren't seafood. Because Heather posted the video and then I just had her send it to me and I shared it. And it just says, you know, I usually wouldn't eat seafood, blah, blah, whatever, something like that. It's like, just let it go. Like they're mud bugs. If I have to see one person write they're mud bugs or that's not seafood or that's, it's like, can you guys just take it for what it is and shut the fuck up? Like, this is just a small thing of what's been irritating me. That's why I don't comment. That's just why I don't comment that much on Facebook anymore, because everyone's trying so hard to be right or funny.
It's all about validation
and most of the time they're not even funny. It's
like, what's your point?
I'll get people that'll make jokes on my post, and I'm like, and at this actually,
you're trying so hard, it's actually not funny.
For a long time, I actually just wouldn't click like or respond if I just was like, okay, but now I'm starting to be a dick, and I'm like, I'm commenting, and I'm legit asking. I'm like, what does this mean?
I saw that. I did too. I was just gonna say, I know the exact one you're talking about.
And I'm sitting there in my house going, get him, JP. Like, fuck yeah, because I'm getting there too. You know, like, and I don't want to be that guy. I'm not that guy. Like, you've been there when people come up to me and said, like, dude, I just love how real you are on Facebook. Thank you. I appreciate that. Don't jade me, because it's gonna start pissing me off.
So to your point. And I'm gonna try and summarize this very quickly. I had a recent post regarding the Olympics and the boxer that people thought was born male. I posted something out of very quick reaction because I was very heated, and I just said this is wrong. I walked away. I went to work. And 6 hours later, I came back to 77 comments of people just arguing the fuck out of things. All I put was this is wrong, and a couple people even called me transphobes in it. And I'm like, listen, guys, I was wrong. I posted this too fast. And
ultimately, she's not.
She's born a female, but that's besides the point. I was still more sickened by where it went and what people took it to validate their point.
Exactly.
Like, I get it, guys, and I even owned it. I owned where my misinformation was there, and I ended up deleting the post just because I didn't want to contribute to spreading misinformation.
Nope, you don't want to do that.
But sometimes people need to not take things so personal.
I actually know what movie I'm going to select next, and I actually thought about this
based on what we were just saying.
Yes,
I just got curious.
Yeah. And,
Spit it out.
And I actually
spit it out.
Thought about this for the past couple days because of the way the internet has been. And so I had decided a couple days ago the next movie that I'm going to select for us to watch, and it does get a little political. It does fall into a very feminist movie, but it's a movie that I really, really love, and a lot of the content is very relative to how the world is and how social media is and how people are in general. So,
he's not going to tell us.
Spit it out.
Well, I don't want them to know.
Spit it out.
Assassination Nation.
Never even heard of it.
I haven't either.
So that is going to be my next pick, and I don't know. James might like it. I think you're going to love it. You will love it.
We'll find out.
So
next time on CineNerds.
See ya.
3cinenerds@gmail.com is our email. You can always get a hold of us there. For your audio listening pleasures, please check out our link tree on our Facebook, and you can find out whatever platform is yours of choice that you care to use. And then I like to piggyback also what JP's going to say, and that's what you always change it up on me. What do you got?
I'm not consistent.
He's not consistent. Like, share, follow.
Like. It's like
the seagulls in Nemo. Mine.
Like, share, repeat, rinse, wash. Leave a review.
The fuck?
Later.
Guys. Thank you.